So, we are knee-deep into this versus between the MTD Super 5 and Dingwall's Super 5 PJ. I came up with this idea initially because it was just a play on words with the Super itself, but I liked that both these companies have models that essentially were Supers. So a battle of the Supers it was. For full disclosure, I am an endorsing artist for MTD, but that has no real bearing in my opinions with respect to what we're doing as far as tone comparisons, aesthetic comparisons, and the overall in the mix comparisons with respect to our approach for this versus. I did mention in the video for the Super with MTD that I wasn't sold on that bass, respectively being a bass used for rock. Can you use any bass for rock? In this instance, we ran it through its paces for one of the projects I made out in Las Vegas. It's called Flannel Channel, and our focus is 90s rock and grunge and some other stuff, but it's mostly that. And you know, we played that bass for our last set, the fourth set of the night. It was our final set, and it wasn't bad. Right? I don't want to say that the tones that I was getting from it were bad. It just wasn't getting me to where I wanted to be with respect to that tone sounds so good. So, you know, again, I said that in the video. I don't think I'm painting it in a negative light. I just want to be as candid and as transparent as possible. And again, there's a lot of factors that come into that. So, you know, players respectively experience playing styles, but I don't think in the choices that I have for the MTDs that I have, or even this Dingwall, that it would be, the MTD Super itself would be ideally a rock bass. Now, with Dingwall Super, you'll notice that, you know, I've referred to these in style instruments as FSOs, or we won't say it. But one thing that's really nice about Dingwall's basses, especially with this Super P, or this PJ I should say, it changes my mind on a couple things. So I've said in the past that I'm not a huge fan of 5-string PJs. Historically, my history with PJs on 5 strings leaves me feeling like the B is very lackluster and kind of sterile sounding on the 5-string PJs because of the way the string sits across the magnets for those, and I did not experience that at all with this 5-string PJ from Dingwall. It was very even when it came to pick use. It was very even when it came to fingerstyle attack, and I was very pleased with this PJ setup for this 5-string. As far as rock goes for this versus, and versus kind of, let me just give that too. Like versus is like the comparison because of the models. Like I said, they're both Supers. Both of these are tremendous instruments, and it comes down to a lot of factors. But for this specific scenario, we went with how it sounded in a rock mix setting. I feel like between the two, the Dingwall definitely felt a lot more at home with my playing and the tone that I'm looking for filling a mix out with respect to rock, and in this instance 90s rock. This bass sounded great. I feel like the Super for MTD was a little bit more bridge focused, and to be fair, the pickup placement for that bass is very much so different from the pickup placement for this bass. Could it be used in any musical setting? Sure, any bass can be used in any musical setting, but does it sound good for the setting and the player that's playing, right? Like for me, I couldn't get it to that point. With this bass, in a studio setting, playing along side by side with the live music, which we felt was probably the best comparison, because I don't feel right taking someone else's instrument out on a gig. So we wanted to keep it safe within the confines of the studio, but still have a apples to apples comparison as best as we could. This instance, I feel like between the two, the Dingwall Super PJ was the better reach as far as options go for a rock setting. But I don't think, unless you ran it on the bridge setting and you know the action on this is really low, I don't think it can do the bridge burpee thing as well as the MTD Super. I think that tonal focus for that bass it's phalanx, like that's the formation for that bass. It does it very well. It sounds very forward. It's not overtly burpy like some bridge tones can be. It's got the tonal focus of like a really good vintagey jazz bridge tone, but a little bit more full, and it sounds great in that context. It's not a fair comparison because they are so different from a tonal perspective, but I think both of them in the right settings and with the right players can do their jobs respectively very well. Ashley, thank you for letting us borrow your Super PJ, and by borrow I mean I'm keeping because I love it. Chris doesn't get it, I get it. He can borrow it. And thank you to MTD, as always. I love you guys. Mike and Daniel are wonderful. I've worked with them for many years. I've been endorsed with them for many years. I own soon to be 3 instruments of theirs. I have one that I'm working with them on that's going to be very special in dedication to my father. And I think you guys know the drill, right? Thank you for tuning into the Bass Channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Like or dislike the video if you agreed or disagreed or hate me or love them. Just give us your feedback. Let me know what you thought of the tone examples. Let me know what you thought in the aesthetics of both basses. Very different approaches, but both really well done for each company. And again, we love feedback. So give us all the good, the bad, the in-between, the ugly. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you guys again for tuning in to Take 5. Don't forget to check out Michael Tobias Design Basses. They're on Instagram, just like Dingwall Bass, Michael Tobias Design. You can email them to michaeltobiasdesign.com, dingwallguitars.com. Thank you again, everyone. This is Chuck Bailey with the Bass Channel with another Versus video, and check out the Take 5s. We'll see you next time.